Yes, good morning people, happy Friday. So today we are changing a standard string solar install, which is doing absolutely nothing for the client. And we're changing it into a money making machine. So we have got a string inverter in the loft. It's a new build, so as most people know, when it comes to new builds, things are done as cheaply as possible. So we've got 4 solar panels, 1 string inverter, which means that there is no possibility of a battery because it's a string inverter. So what we're doing is we're extending the strings down to the garage. We're putting in a Fox 3.6 kilowatts hybrid inverter, and we are installing a 8 kilowatt battery stackable version, easy for the client in the future to increase his battery size if needed. So just heading to the wholesalers, picking up all of the bits. I'm meeting Mason on site, and then we're going to get cracking. So let's get into it. Oh my God. That way. Right, so just arrived on site. The plan is we're going to have the inverter here, 2 batteries, clip the cables all along up into loft to extend the strings. We've got 3 kilowatt hybrid inverter, 8 kilowatt worth of Fox batteries. That's all going to go in. We've got to put a smoke alarm up in here for the PAS document. We're also putting a 32 amp commando plug and possibly an additional socket for the client, as this doesn't look fantastic at the moment. But yeah, me and Mason on site, let's get cracking. I'm thinking if we go there.
So we've got our Fox stackable batteries going here. We've got all this clear space for future batteries. We've got a hybrid inverter here. We've already got our cable through for the pulse charger, special one. We need to extend our string cables coming from the panels up there. We're going to put Copex, a bit wet, Copex to the left hand side, run down, run all the way through, come across down to our inverter, and our battery cables all the way down there, plug into our battery, which we'll show you later on.
So I thought I'd quickly pause the video and explain exactly why we are doing this. So at the moment, our client has 4 250 watt panels. Very, very small system. It's a new build. So what they usually do in new builds is they need the cheapest possible outcome. When it comes to electrics, plumbing, solar, anything, it's always cheap and cheerful on a new build. So it's a very small solar system, not really doing a lot for the client. So at the moment, his setup is the 4 solar panels and a string inverter. What a string inverter does is any power generated from the panels goes directly into the house, and that is it. What we plan to do is we are going to install a hybrid inverter, which is an inverter that can have a battery with it as well. We are going to put 9 kilowatts worth of battery in the garage, meaning that the client can then charge up that battery at night time on the Octopus tariff at 7.5p a kilowatt and discharge that during the day. What this means is instead of the client buying energy during the day at 22 to 24p a kilowatt, he's now actually only spending 7.5p a kilowatt because he's charged up that battery during the night time and then discharging it during the day when he's working from home on his laptop and everything else. The 4 solar panels are still going to be generating and they're still going to be sending electricity back into his house, but that is such a small amount of energy, being that they are only 250 watts each, that we have added this battery to really maximize our client's investment on his existing solar install. So enough jibber jabber, back to the YouTube video. Look at this. Look at this. Absolutely lashing it down. But we have, so we've got the inverter on the wall, we've got the batteries down there. I'm just clipping the cables up for the smoke alarms going here. Also drilling a hole through for the DC cable to shoot up and into the loft where Mason is now. Mason's cracking on inside with the fuse board, so let's go have a look at that.
Right, we've got our 7-way fuse board going right here. The tail's coming up, I'm still debating. Tail's coming out of here somewhere. Going into our Henley blocks here. Smoke alarm for in there as well. It's feeding off this, and then we're going to put a RF link from that one there. So they're linking up for the regs.
But we are using one of the new pink fuse box SPDs. Yeah, man. Which doesn't need a separate circuit breaker now. MCB, yeah, doesn't need a separate MCB for that. So big up fuse box, big up yourself. It's pissing it down, which is very annoying because we need to get up there, but we're literally just waiting for the rain to die down because I don't really fancy getting wet. Inside. Mason has finished the lovely fuse board. So we've put a Wago box in here to make sure that no induction voltage is ran down that Cat 6 cable. Completely pointless, but you know. Yeah, 2 bi-directional RCBOs. We've got 1 standard RCBO for the smoke alarm in there. That's been changed. Mason's just finishing up there. That smoke has been changed there. And then heading out here. Finally, the rain has stopped, but we have smoke alarm done. And this pretty much is the finished product. So we've got inverter, AC isolator. This inverter comes with a inbuilt DC isolator, so don't need that. Batteries are all done here. Like I said, lots of room for future expansion. So the last thing we've got to do is extend the cables from that loft down. And then we're going to come under this because I spoke to a client, don't really fancy drilling through that concrete board because it might split. So we're going to go under, run it through these joists, clip down nicely, and then into the inverter there. Pretty good so far. Just waiting for Mason to liven up, get this up and running, get the Wi-Fi logged on, so if there is any firmware updates, it can crack on and do that. Right, that is all up, firmware done, looking cushy, bruv. So Mason is just running up, getting the, what are you doing? Sorting out a hole that he hasn't actually got through. But it is Friday, so of course we need to head to Greg's for Fat Friday, because that's religion. That is the rules. So got the cables running. Got to go over, down, into the inverter, but now just got to clip or use these D-line clips. Strings are connected, tested, all going well. Just got to put loads of stickers on here and down there, and then sticker these up, positive, negative, and then that is all Romeo done.
Right, we've got everything up and running now. It's saying 0 wattage there because it's only operating at 137 volts and it needs 360. So that's why that's coming up with 0 there. But we've got cables coming from the battery, cables coming from the string, AC isolator there. We've got another AC isolator by the fuse board with the energy meter. And that is everything.
And that is it for another episode of OJF, episode 6. It is Sunday right now. I'm currently editing the video. Completely forgot that I didn't even do an outro, so this is the outro. Like, comment, subscribe. If you've got any questions about solar, renewables, or anything along that, put it down in the comments, and we will see you on the next one for OJF episode 7. Have a good one, people.